Welcome to Mother Daughter Projects. I'm Steph, and today we're going to build a raised vegetable garden. Now I'm at my friend Stephanie's house, and this was her complete design, all her idea. I was just here to help with the build. So first we're going to show you how this build came together, then Stephanie's going to join me and we're going to talk about what we learned, how she came up with the design, and her future plans for the garden. Let's get started. Before I arrived, Stephanie prepared the ground and laid out a simple outline with stakes. She also drew up plans and measurements for the build, which I'll have available on motherdaughterprojects.com. Her father-in-law owns a sawmill and milled a white oak tree for this project. We started by cutting the 4x4s down to 4 feet, first cutting a straight edge. The circular saw blade was not deep enough for the 4x4s, so we used 2 passes to cut through the board. Stephanie has 2 greyhounds and 2 goats, and they made their presence known during this build.
Dude! Hey, Marty, call him.
No animals were harmed in the making of this vegetable garden. We also had a canopy tent set up, which really helped to cut down on the direct sunlight. Once we cut 4 4x4s, we cut 4 1x6s down to 8 feet and 4 to 4 feet, always starting with a fresh cut edge. The goats made sure to check in on our progress.
Trying to do construction with goats.
First, we attach 1 level of boards together. We're using 3.5-inch exterior screws. These use a star drive bit, which is very efficient when using an impact driver and are pretty hard to strip. Speaking of those screws, the goats ran away with our box and scattered the screws everywhere.
Oh gosh!
They seem pretty proud of their work.
Oh, you guys are bad. Hey.
Once we hunted down all the screws, we got back to work. With the bottom boards attached, we added some ground cover to protect the wood from contacting the dirt. Next, we put the 4x4s in place and screwed them to the bottom layer. On the second box, we didn't attach the bottom layer to itself first. We attached the bottom board straight to the 4x4, which seemed to work just as well. To drive these screws, we're using a Makita subcompact impact driver. This has been our go-to for years as it's lightweight and very powerful. This is Niles. He got himself in a little pickle here, but don't worry, our friend Amber noticed and made sure he was nice and safe. We moved on to attaching the second layer directly to the 4x4, and the greyhounds laid their bodies directly in the garden bed. Niles did make himself useful by tilling the dirt, although he just thought he was making himself a comfy new bed. And of course, Marty had to join in. With the first box done, we moved on to cutting the wood for the second box, which is identical to the first box. We also cut 2x4s down for the middle connector box. Again, all the lumber that we're using was freshly milled about 2 weeks prior to this build. There was rain in the forecast the next day, so we covered the second box and waited until the rain stopped. We got back to it and easily completed the second box, and this time we had 2 impact drivers, which made it go faster. You may have noticed that we have not attached anything into the ground. We decided we wanted this to be potentially movable, and we felt the wood would be heavy enough to keep it in place. Done! And we finished the second garden bed. Here we're moving them slightly so we can move the middle pieces in place. We clamped a 2x4 and attached it in place. This is what we'll be attaching the middle boards to. Throughout this process, we were running into not having enough different size screws. So I'd recommend having a variety of sizes on hand because you can always return a box that you don't use. We ended up using 2-inch, 3.5-inch, and 4-inch outdoor screws. Stephanie tapped in a stake on the outside long side of the garden bed, as this will help add more structure to the fencing that we're about to add. We also added the ground cover to this side. Throughout this build, we've been moving the canopy tent to again protect us from the direct sun. To attach the gate, we built up the side with a 1x4 and a 2x4. We clamped this in place but only had one clamp, so we improvised with a cam strap at the bottom. Marty being so cute. We drove 4 4-inch screws through all of this to secure it. We're adding fencing around the first side and secured it into place with a staple gun. Then we added it to the second side. The gate is going to be 4x4 using 1x4s. For extra support, we put a 2x4 in the middle, marked the angle, and cut that on the circular saw. We screwed this into place, and Stephanie added the hinges with 2-inch screws. Then we stapled fencing to the back. Stephanie screwed it into place and added a simple latch. Again, Niles came to assist or sleep. You can see they pulled up the ground covering a little bit, so ultimately I don't know that this part was necessary. We thought we were done, but we decided to add some leftover 2x4s to the top to give it a more finished look. Lastly, we added hardwood cloth to the bottom of the large beds to help with weed control. And it's done! After I left and the wood dried out, Stephanie added 2 coats of sealer to protect the wood and added soil and organic material and a variety of vegetables and herbs. She added a soaker hose to irrigate. We completed this build at the end of March and Stephanie started planting in early April. So far, this design has worked perfectly to keep the greyhounds and goats out of the garden. She has easy access to both sides as there are 2 gates. And you can see the plants are already coming in nicely. And now I would like to introduce my friend Stephanie. She is the one that came up with this whole design. So I guess my first question for you is, was there anything else you would have done differently in the design or the time of year that was built?
The time of year is kind of perfect. This is the time of year you need to start getting your vegetables in the ground. You want to plant after the last frost, but before it gets too hot. So that gives you the longest window of opportunity to grow your vegetables. I probably would have leveled it a little bit better. But beyond that, I am happy with how it came together and where it's located and time of year.
Now the thing that did speed up the process is I brought 2 impact drivers and that helped us drive the screws into the frame a lot faster. So I would say if you can have double those, that will probably make it faster. How did you come up with the design in general?
Well, I needed something with a fence because obviously I have animals that like to eat vegetables.
Yes.
And I have dogs that like to dig. And I have deer and I have squirrel. I have all different things. So I needed something that would keep the animals out while also letting me get in and get everywhere I needed to be. So the 2 gates is going to make it easier to get to everything I need to get to, while the fence will keep the critters out.
So now that you've designed this, built it, planted everything, how do you feel after seeing it in real life?
I feel accomplished and excited to eat vegetables.
Yes. What kind of vegetables do you plan? Like, what is the future plans for this?
Well, I've got 11 tomato plants, so we're going to do some canning.
Okay.
I bought my husband a pressure cooker for Christmas, so we're going to do some canning. I've got 4 poblanos. We're going to do a lot of stuffed peppers, herbs, because fresh herbs are important. And then I've got Ford Hook lima beans, I've got okra, and I've got squash. So these are all things that can well, so if I produce more than I can eat, we can can them or freeze them.
Let's see if you agree, but I think what we learned is outdoor DIY is more fun with the more animals you have. Would you say?
Definitely more fun. It takes longer.
It takes longer.
They might run off with your screws.
Yes. I'm not a gardener myself. I enjoy building more, so I was really happy to be part of the building and not have to do the gardening part. But maybe I can enjoy some of the vegetables and the herbs.
You can enjoy the fruits of my labor.
Yes, awesome. All right, well, thanks for joining. If you want to see more projects from me and Mom, visit us at motherdaughterprojects.com. And be sure to subscribe right here on YouTube.